Alright, so we've got a decider. This is going to be game 3 between Saturas and Scrangos. This is from the Dragon's Eye tournament, the losers bracket round 1. And this is between Saturas and Scrangos. So this one's for all the marbles for moving on to the next round. And we're going to be on Jungle Crossroads this game. I believe this is a map that I have not casted before. I might have done it once, but definitely not as common as some of the others. So let's get into this. And one thing I'm going to be paying attention to, orange Dwarves again for Saturas, purple Dark Elves for Scrangos. Now one thing I'm going to be paying attention to here is Saturas going to do the same strategy where he goes for, what do you call it, where he goes for a quick tier 3 and kind of just relies on tier 1 military until he can get into berserkers. I'm wondering if that's going to work on this map. Same kind of opening for both players. Looks like Saturas, I'm not sure if he forgot to place 2 of his stonecutters. Yeah, it looks like he forgot, or I'm not sure if he misclicked and didn't get them down. Either way, he'll fix that up. I wonder how experience works here. If he's getting that. Because I feel like I've seen players do this before. They pull this camp in towards the capital, and then they've got that going while their hero is taking this other camp. I can't imagine they'd be doing that if they weren't going to get the experience for it. And this is one of those maps where I wonder, as far as playing in like a competitive environment, should you be setting the spawns to here and here as opposed to here and here? Because you have a different map layout and like a different start based on that, based on the way it is right now.
Understood. So
you can see that as being unbalanced. Whereas if you mirror each other straight across, I feel like it's more equal starts. It's gonna tend itself towards a more macro-oriented game and probably a longer game, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, I definitely like to see pressure and aggressive gameplay, but you want things to be balanced as well. So I kind of switched his mind there for a second whether or not he was going to try to kill that mole rider, but I figure he thought better of it, because given this thing's fast and can just slow him with one hit. Now this is interesting that Saturas kind of ran straight across after taking that first camp. Came through the middle. So I don't know if he figures he can kind of cut the map in half and then run back and take those resources, kill these bandits on the way back. But he just wants to grab some territory and secure one side of the map. Both players kind of did a similar strategy where they went through the middle. And we'll see. It looks like Scrangos is just going to go for this corner sector. Maybe not. Looks like he changed his mind. And we'll see if he can get some of these zombies. Level 3 for both players. I'll check abilities in a second, but I figure it's the same as what they've been doing the previous 2 games. They seem like they have their strategy set as far as how they're leveling up their heroes. You got Brute Force, Deep Waters, Kill Shot, Bonebreaker, and Scatter Shot. Saturas did not put a point into Flame Totem. You probably figured it's just not as efficient of a skill point, and that's something I'd like to see change from a balance standpoint. To me, when I play the Dwarves, it seems like it is just never worth it to get that ability. I mean, it doesn't scale well. It doesn't do that much damage. It dies immediately to any unit basically that's attacking it. This is not a good ability. You want everything to be usable in some kind of context, and I just feel like that ability is more fun than it is effective. So for Scrangos, 2 Brute Force, 1 Block Momentum, 1 Deep Waters, Soul Transformation, Debilitating Blow, and Soul Explosion. No items picked up yet on either player, but that's not a surprise to me. There's a lot of territory to grab, so you don't want to be going back and lounging at the shop early on. You want to get your hands on as many sectors as you can on Jungle Crossroads.
Look at that.
I'll be curious to see how fast he goes to tier 2. So Saturas changed it up, and he went 2 hunting cabins and 3 stone cutters this time. He is upgrading this sector, so he's got a little bit of territory, kind of close to his opponent's capital. Now he's going for the medium camp in the corner. It looks like, just by the way the sectors are controlled right now, it looks like both players are going to be able to get 2 of these medium camps. So level 4 here on Saturas. Where is he on the map? Level 4 as well in the Guardian of Nor. Ooh. Some water. Not too much going on other than just some creeping. Mole Rider's poking around, but he's probably going to get killed by one of these sector centers. This might be the one. Ooh, damn. Oh my gosh. He was very close to being out of range for that last shot, but got picked. So, level 5 on the High Hierophant. We'll see if Scrangos goes for either of these medium camps. But he doesn't really have military right now. I guess he's going for a fast tier 2. And is just going to have kind of a booming economy to get whatever unit composition he's going for. Saturas is going to be going to the shop here. Scrangos is going to be going to the camp. Will he pull this? I mean, you can't just take this straight up, can you? Right. Yeah, he's going to have to get back. Get some help from the sector center. Unfortunately, some of these workers might die. But we shall see. Maybe not. Maybe they're maybe he's close enough that. Oh, that guy got hit, but I don't know what by. I'm not sure if the archer is shooting him or what. And I also don't know what's healing him. Oh, actually, you know what? He must have leveled. What's it called? This archer is so annoying. These archers, no matter what's going on, they're gonna find a unit to target that you don't want them to target. It's a worker. It's a low health unit amidst 20 others. It just happens to be the one with low health. All right, so I'm gonna check skills again because I think yeah, he's got barrage, brute force, deep waters. No messing around with the totem this time. Scrangos has soul catharsis, so that's what was healing the worker there. And basically everything else is the same. He'll probably get, I would imagine he'll get soul shield and mark of corruption, but we will see. I should also check items, so no shopping for Scrangos, but I did see Saturas went, so he's got tier 3 armor and weapon. So that's pretty fast. I didn't realize you could get enough gold for both of those this early on, but I guess because he's taken out so many, Scrangos is getting tier 3 armor and shield. I guess because he took out so many creeps early on, he was able to afford that. Alright, so Saturas has got a little bit of a population advantage. Sector counts are relatively similar. Looks like Scrangos might have more, but it's all about what you're upgrading and whatnot on a map like this. Both players are basically bound to have a lot of sectors. Scrangos is going to go down here. I don't know if he's keeping his hand on that potion button. Yep, he was. But again, a lot of tier 1 units. Not going tier 3 yet. I'm gonna check his military buildings once this battle's over. See if he's gotten a granite hall. I'm gonna guess not. He seems like he likes this play style. How that hero did not go down. I was got that potion off just at the right time. I'm not sure if he got a soul catharsis off as well and got some regen from that, but let's take a look. 3 stone halls, inventor, no forge yet. For Saturas, and for Scrangos, 2 halls of pain, 1 forge, 1 spire souls. Still got some spiders queued up. So okay, this is what I was waiting for. He's going tier 3. He's poking his head in here. I wonder why he's going over. I wonder why. Oh man. He's not going to die, though. I can't imagine that the Guardian of Nor will get taken down by this army. Especially at level 5 now. But I wonder why Saturas is fighting here and not elsewhere. I mean, it would... You could upgrade this and just try to keep this... Oh, actually... There we go. That's why. He's doing a 2-pronged attack. So that's good play. He's keeping his opponent busy. Scrangos took the population lead. Not by too much. But he's not going tier 3. And Saturas is going to be able to get Berserker soon. And in my mind, as soon as you see the Berserkers out, you got to get to tier 3 as a Dark Elf player. You know, I understand he's got a lot of territory. Both players do. But as soon as you see the dwarf in tier 3, dwarves in tier 3, I think you got to respond in kind. And Saturas is doing some good 2-pronged attacking here. So he's... It seems like he is now committed to this kind of harassing play style. And I'm not sure if he's doing that on this map and not the others, because he figures there's more territory to cover, and he can kind of force more moves out of his opponent in doing this, whereas on the smaller maps maybe it wouldn't pay off the same. But it seems to be working all right for him. Again, he's at a population disadvantage, but he did do a quick tier 3, so that's kind of to be expected. And he's also been taking territory very close to the capital of his opponent. There we go, good use of that knockback. And just want to get that High Hierophant further back, keep her a little safer. Be surprised how fast she'll go down to just a couple of infiltrators and some attacks from the Guardian of Nor. Alright, let me check items here. Tier 3 armor and weapon for Saturas still. Scrangos forgot to equip his items. That's alright though. And just meant to show abilities here. So Saturas, same as he was the last time we saw. Oh my god, what is he? He's literally 1 experience away from level 6. Alright, and then Scrangos is on 2 brute force, 2 block momentum, 2 deep waters. So he skipped Mark of Corruption, I believe, to get 1 more point into blocking momentum and into soul shield. But you know, to me that's reasonable. You've already got so many active abilities. It's not a big deal to skip over that one for now. Both players are having better balanced economies from what I'm seeing right now than they had previously. So that's good. Maybe they're kind of warmed up from the last 2 games and playing a little bit smoother. It might be the nature of the map. This map is also pretty balanced with resources. You can get a lot of different resources in a lot of different sectors. So choosing how you're upgrading them and setting up your economy is probably a little bit simpler. But either way, And as I say that, Scrangos is now sunk on wood, but he probably just did a bunch of construction. So Saturas still going with his two-prong thing. Showing over here, and Scrangos is going to back up. But little does he know, that's not the whole army. That's not the main army. His fortified outpost is getting attacked. And this is good. So Saturas is he's showing the army. He's making Scrangos react in some way, but he's not committing to an engagement that he can't take. And now that he poured it out, now he's going to actually send him in. So now for Saturas, I would back up here because your army's split, so you already know, that you're at a you're likely at a disadvantage since you don't have your whole army together. But actually, he's winning this. I don't know where all of Scrangos' population is. He's at 76 population, but it seems like he's got nothing here. I guess he's got units that are have been being produced and are on the way. But so this is unfortunate. On a big map, especially like this, where your territories are kind of starting to get jumbled together. When you start using attack move commands on your whole military as opposed to just the units you have in the immediate area, you're going to have units that are just going to be running into buildings in your opponent's sector. Excuse me for missing the Guardian of Nord death. He must have died somewhere in here. Proud of the Berserkers. But, now Scrangos has a good amount of population in military that would have been defending this, that's tied up just shooting at iron mines and whatever else. So, tough luck there. Not sure how far off the Guardian of Nor is. He's getting pretty close to being resurrected, but this is starting to look like it's going to go Saturas' way. Just him being on tier 3 and having this amount of Berserkers out, winning a couple fights and just taking territory very close to the heart of Scrangos' capital. It's not looking good. Now this army's pretty beat up, so he might lose a bunch of population here. And Scrangos is doing a good job of picking on low health units. I guess almost all of them are pretty low health, but there we go. Saturas is out. Wasn't able to take this outpost with the harass from his split army, but that's okay. A lot of idle workers from both players, so definitely some room for optimizing their economy, but they're fighting a lot, and there's harassment going on and whatnot, so there's a good amount to pay attention to. And you can see that Saturas was pretty negative on stone, and Scrangos is pretty negative on wood. And I think what's happening here is that these players, they just played on 1v1 maps in the previous two matches. They were on Ancient City, and then they were on Great Keep Garden. Now, Jungle Crossroads has a lot of sectors compared to those two maps. And the resources that they're incredibly negative on are the ones that they're using for constructing their buildings for their respective races. So this is showing me that they're maybe having a little bit of trouble adjusting to the scale of the map and how they're setting up their economy to support military production versus building construction. And again, like, both of them have a decent amount of food and not necessarily iron for Scrangos, but a lot of unit producing resources and not a lot of building producing resources. Now Saturas must be feeling pretty confident here. I can't tell if I don't know if he's just trying to take out Spire of Souls so that he can prevent his enemy from getting Echo, but I wonder why he's attacking these buildings as opposed to other resources. Maybe he figured he could just teleport out safely after doing this, so, which he was basically able to do. But you see now Scrangos has just responded in kind. As far as the homecoming stone, just teleported back to where he went. And now he's going to put some pressure on. Now this army is not going to beat this Dark Elf army is not going to beat this Dwarf army, especially while those Berserkers are using Empowered. Saturas is doing a good job of manually targeting on the occasion, sending just a few select Berserkers into the back line to pick off the infiltrators. A little bit of micro goes a long way in this game. But these troops are getting worn down. I guess just the extended combat, running by sector centers, getting hit by soul explosions and whatnot is going to do that over time. So for Saturas, I would just be satisfied holding this down, protecting this this sector. Oh, that High Hierophant took a lot of damage after that Scion Ball. So I will say Scrangos is seemingly doing a pretty good job of targeting the hero with his Scions. And that's that's pretty interesting. You know, it looked like he just used Soul Charge, which is not an ability I see often. I wonder how useful it would be to put 1 point in a Soul Charge and keep some Scions near you and kind of get a, you know, go Sonic the Hedgehog style and just blitzkrieg a hero with a bunch of Scions that have got the speed so they can't really be avoided by the hero. And again, Saturas is going to do the same thing. Scrangos' teleport should be on cooldown though, so he'll be able to get here as well, but I mean, is this going to work? I don't think this is going to work. With the Godstone. Yeah, I don't think he's got enough damage output right now. I mean, Berserkers are strong and they can use Empowered, but this is a tier 3 sector, or a tier 3 capital, you know. 20,000 HP is not going to get taken down by a army of this size. At least not in a fast manner. Alright, so I haven't been checking abilities or items recently. I can't imagine items have changed too much. Once you get the tier 3 armor and weapon, you don't see players buying too much after that usually. They're like prioritizing shopping. You can get other stuff like rings and whatnot, but there's so much combat going on at that point in the game that it's usually not worth going over there. So he did get Soul Charge, Soul Catharsis. Didn't put level 2 in any of these. And then for Saturas, yeah. So Bone Breakers leveled up to level 2. Ton of points into Brute Force. And everything else is the same. Switch back to free spectating so we can get a full view here. The Scions are working pretty good, but I would almost be targeting the hero more often with those Scions, just to keep her from using her spells regularly. And actually, yeah, I mean, this population difference is it's pretty significant. And the same thing with the resource balance. So, why is that? Oh, okay, so he's got to upgrade this. So for Scrangos, there are iron sectors where he's got other buildings kind of competing for the workers, and you can see how much he's floating of everything except iron. And so he's not able to get out Striders. He's not able to get out Sleepers. And just not able to produce those high level units to compete with this Berserker spam. And I would say, you know, watching this series, if Scrangos could work on balancing his economy, he would be in real good shape. Saturas seems to have a pretty good idea of his strategy set down as far as going fast tier 3. It's something that I think could be countered by someone going for like a tier 2 heavy build, which is actually kind of what happened in game 2, but he's executed it pretty well each game that I've seen, and it's working for him in this series. I'm wondering why he's not pressuring. I mean, he's pop capped. As soon as you get pop capped in an RTS game, I think you start applying pressure 100%. Because if you're not, you're kind of just giving your opponent time to catch up to you, given they're not also pop capped. So I think Scrangos, by his army movement, you know, he can tell that he's kind of on the defensive here. He just wants to make sure he doesn't get his capital run down. And he's got the resources. I think there's just so much going on between combat and whatnot. He's having trouble addressing his macro in the background. You know, like this. If this was a border fortress, he might have had time to respond to that. But there's just a lot going on. And again, I would save those signs for the hero because they're just not doing too much damage to the berserkers. The berserkers don't clump up so much, maybe in an area like this. But keeping the High Hierophant from using barrage and things like that. Oh, he's got the Warhorn. That's probably gonna be game. Warhorn and power combination. That now this is gonna go down fast. Scrangos was quick with the reaction to repair, but I don't think he just doesn't have the military in the area to clean this army up. Damn, that's an unfortunate way to go down. But that was a smart move by Saturas. Getting a Warhorn right next to your opponent's capital, that's pretty nifty. Definitely a fun series to watch. Yeah, I mean, good best of three. Well played to Saturas and Scrangos. It was definitely entertaining. And yeah, Saturas is going to take the win there, 2-1. So let's take a quick look at the post-game stats. Same thing, you know, all three matches you saw Scrangos was going quantity over quality, and Saturas was doing the opposite. Pretty similar kills. Saturas was just able to put on the sector pressure there. I mean, the hero kills definitely account for something, but the sector pressure was big for him. And between him splitting up his troops and just getting that berserker squad with his hero that was kind of running around, just, you know, picking off stuff, teleporting out, running out, that was working well for him. And Scrangos just didn't have a response for it. A lot of damage dealt by that High Hierophant. I mean, look at those abilities used. Pretty active game by both players. A lot of buttons getting clicked. A lot of buttons getting clicked, and that's why you see people floating resources. You know, sectors not getting upgraded even when you've got resources to do so. There's just so much going on. A lot of combat that game. Yeah, I mean, Scrangos, you know, he had more resources. He just wasn't able to use them as effectively as Saturas in those in this closing game here. There we go. All right, so again, great series to both players. I hope you all enjoyed. And see you on the next game.